Cameron recaps the year in esports.
Kyle takes us on a journey through the Monogatari series.
All this and more on Goofing Off.
Welcome everyone to this live episode of Goofing Off. As always, I'm Drew Brown.
And I'm Becca Tyler. It's been a long semester, but we're finally nearing the end.
It has been a long semester, and I'm ready for a summer break. Do you have any big plans over the summer, Becca?
Well, we've got that camping trip we were talking about, and then we also got, you know what, just go back to the top.
Becca, what do you mean?
I messed up my line, so can we go back from the top?
Becca, we're live.
What?
This is not a rehearsal.
What? No, we're not. This is just the rehearsal.
Becca, no, we're live right now. Quick guys, cut to Magic Strawberry.
Hey fellas, I'm Colin and you're watching Magic Strawberry. It's safe to say that NetherRealm creates the best fighting games on the market, not only for their Mortal Kombat series, but both Injustice games have been stellar as well. Mortal Kombat in particular has been on an uptick in terms of quality, and the 11th entry is no different, continuing the momentum with the standard that Mortal Kombat 9 has created. Mortal Kombat 11 is perhaps the most well-rounded and polished fighting game ever created. All of the classic facets of Mortal Kombat are here, the fatalities are as gruesome as ever, the classic Tower series are endlessly entertaining, and the character endings make it all the more worth it. Though I will say the Towers of Time is a pointless addition, it's a twist on the classic Tower series, and even though it can be a good way to unlock some gear, it also adds in mundane challenges and fights that do nothing but get in the way of the gameplay, like performing consecutive straight punches or crouch kicks, and other pointless challenges. And combined with the fact that rewards are randomized, make this mode not worth playing. The same problem goes with the Crypt, which allows us to explore the Mortal Kombat universe while opening chests with our currency to unlock some items. But again, these rewards are randomized, and you might end up spending large sums of currency to only wind up with the most arbitrary of things like pointless gear augments or random consumables. The gear customization is astounding considering we can add up to 60 skins per character and even new techniques, but the grind to get them makes it practically not worth it. Thankfully, these modes were really the only weak spots I found because the rest of the game is superb, especially the fighting. The core of the combat is remembering very specific combos in order to link one move to the next, and it'll have you looking at the move list in the pause menu quite often. Thankfully, NetherRealm includes a hyper-intuitive learning mode where you'll memorize basic combos and even fatalities. One thing I definitely noticed is that the combat seems much more slow and methodical this time around, and I think this makes the combat even better. Not only does this make the fights seem more brutal and intimate, the moves you make seem much more tactical now, and the animations are easier to digest now that everything doesn't seem like a blur. The running mechanic has also been taken out, and I feel NetherRealm made all of these changes to place a higher emphasis on strategy and smart play. They want to make sure you memorize the combos and are able to make use of them in the best way possible without compensating by darting all over the screen or even button mashing. We also now have a defensive meter that we can utilize with a breakaway which breaks combos, and it allows us to interact with the environment around us. The offensive meter increases the damage of our special moves and open up more combos. Another new addition to the combat is this thing called the crushing blows, which are critical hits that occur automatically when certain criteria are met, and it usually involves finishing a combo with an uppercut. NetherRealm improves with every game regarding its story mode, and they certainly didn't disappoint here. The story mode is as goofy and convoluted as ever, and it's glorious. Raiden says everything with the utmost sincerity and plays it straight every single time, and it's never not enjoyable. NetherRealm knows you're not supposed to take these stories that seriously, and they play up the ham factor whenever it's appropriate, though it does have its sweet moments. Ironically, most of them involve Johnny Cage and his daughter. Anyway, the story picks up where Mortal Kombat 10 left off, including the fact that Scorpion and Sub-Zero are now best friends, except we now have a new villain in the fold by the name of Kronika, who can control time. In the last game, Raiden upsetted the balance of good and evil when he decapitated the Elder God Shinnok, and this brings up his mother, Kronika, into the fold, who attempts to reset the timeline in order to ensure that the set of events that led to Shinnok's death never happened. This also brings the OG versions of our favorite characters into the fold, and the best parts of the story are when the past and present interact with each other, especially with the two Johnny Cages. All that aside, the story mode is definitely worth playing, as it not only helps you unlock characters, but the narrative is gripping and fun enough on its own merits. The cutscenes are also beautifully animated, and it's evident of just how versatile the Unreal Engine really is. Mortal Kombat 11 is the standard bearer for what a fighting game should be, and it's what every fighting game developer should aspire to. It hits all the notes it should, and NetherRealm clearly took great care to make sure every nook and cranny was accounted for. The animations are smooth and a joy to watch, the fighting mechanics are well balanced and polished, with the exception of a couple game modes. Almost everything in this game is worth devoting hours and hours of your time to. I can see myself coming back to this game months and even years after its release, and I can't wait to see what NetherRealm has in store next. I give Mortal Kombat 11 a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching Magic Strawberry. Feel free to hit the like button down below, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ZTV Goofing Off. See ya!
Becca, we're back. We gotta do the host bit.
Can I just send this really quick?
Becca, we are live.
Drew, I know what you're trying to do, and it's not gonna work. I know this is just a rehearsal. Besides, what is Clayton even doing anyway?
You know what? I'm not even sure. Let's hear it straight from the man himself, up next on Comic Therapy. Comic Therapy.
All right, viewers, listen up. If I'm going out right. My name's Clayton Schrock, and for today's live show, I have something a bit different. Looking back at all my past episodes, it's easy to see that I like to keep it fairly even balanced between Marvel and DC. Of course, there are a few outliers like Rorschach, which wasn't originally made by DC, same with Shazam, but they would be later picked up by them, so I'm counting it. My point is, whether you read comics or you just watch the movies, you know that DC and Marvel are the main stars. You've seen the Avengers and Justice League movies. We've watched the countless reboots of the same hero but with different actors. How many times you gotta kill Martha and Unky Ben on the big screen until people just refuse to audition for those roles? Iron Man, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, we all know them, so why am I pestering you? Because I'm here to tell you there is more out there. So much more, and you probably know more than you think you do. The corporate giants of Disney and Warner Bros. May make it look like there are only ever 2 companies to choose from, but let's look at what else there really is out there. It's time for a mashup episode. Let's start with some of the standouts that you may already be a little familiar with. First, we have Hellboy. Hellboy was first created by Mike Mignola in 1993 for the comic San Diego Comic-Con Comics number 2. Originally, he just started out as a sketch of a demon man with the name Hellboy on his belt. Mignola liked the name of the character so much, he decided to further its creation into its own story. Hellboy, real name Anung Rama, is a half-demon that was summoned from hell by Nazis during World War II. Thankfully for us, the Allies found him, and he was raised in the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. Hellboy has an iconic look with his filed horns, hoof, feet, and tail, but most importantly, his right hand. This hand is the right hand of Doom. Replacing his real hand while he was still a kid, this stone hand is said to be a catalyst that will bring upon Ragnarok. Hellboy, like many comic book heroes, is incredibly strong and has enhanced healing. Along with this, he is also able to speak any ancient or magical language, and he can't be burned. The Hellboy comics provide a wide range of incredibly interesting characters, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out some of his past films for him that have come out. The 2019 movie that was just released hasn't received great reviews, but I'll still be sure to see it just to get another chance to see this amazing character on the silver screen. Next, we have Spawn, another fairly dark character. First published by Image Comics and created by Todd McFarlane, Spawn is a character that was constantly appearing in magazines' lists of best comic book characters of all time. Al Simmons, alter ego of Spawn, was a US Marine that was promoted to the CIA and soon after killed. He was then sent to Hell, where he would make a deal with an evil being. He would get another shot at life, but under the rule of Hell. Spawn would go on to fight crime and whatever Hell would task him with, becoming an anti-hero. His character would evolve with his powers growing and him learning that he is really in a constant battle between heaven and hell. Spawn is an incredibly complex character with really deep stories. Easily recognizable, be sure to read one of his stories if you ever get the chance. Lastly, let's look at the character Invincible. Made by Image Comics in 2003, Invincible is the son of an alien that obtained incredible strength and the ability to fly. Invincible is just a teenager on Earth when he discovers these powers and that he was sent there to protect humanity. He later teams up with several other kids that all have hero-like abilities, and they go through adventures much like the Young Justice series. Invincible's powers continue to grow and develop as he learns more about them, gaining enhanced speed, healing, and minor invincibility. I know, with the name you'd think it'd be his catch-all, but he's getting there, alright? These things take time. Invincible goes through some conflicts dealing with time resetting and communications with the future. Invincible is another character with hundreds of high-praise stories. Marvel and DC may own the top 99% of the comic book industry, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other great characters or publishing companies out there. I highly recommend looking into Dark Horse Comics if you're into darker heroes or stories like I am, or Image Comics or Variant Comics to see a large breadth of teams and characters all with unique stories. The art alone in some of these comics is a great reason to look into them. Well viewers, it looks like that's my time. My name is Clayton Schrock, and it's been an honor to discuss comic books with you for the past year. If you have any comic books that you love but aren't made by DC or Marvel, be sure to let me know by tweeting at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag ComicTherapy. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the live show. And now, even though I don't like doing it, I will stand still for the transition.
Becca, I'm not kidding. We're actually live right now. This is not the rehearsal.
Drew, you can't fool me. Kyle said our rehearsal was Monday at 8. Nice try, though.
Well, while I try to help Becca understand that we are indeed live, enjoy this short break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
It is a period of civil war. 300 spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory against the evil galactic pseudoscience. During the battle, 300 spies managed to steal secret plans to the pseudoscientist's ultimate weapon, the Internet, a global computer network with enough power to deceive an entire planet. Pursued by the pseudoscientist's sinister agents, the producers race home aboard their starship, custodians of the stolen plans that can save their team and restore knowledge to the galaxy. Watch 300 Seconds of Science on channel 45-1 and follow them on social media at ZTV 300 Seconds of Science.
Hello, my name is Sydney Carlisle, and this is 30 Seconds of Science. The triple point is the temperature and pressure at which solid, liquid, and vapor phases of a particular substance coexist in equilibrium. The term triple point was coined by James Thomson in 1873. The triple point of water is a fixed quantity used to define other triple point values and the Kelvin unit of temperature. The triple point for water is at 0.01 degrees Celsius at 4.56 millimeters of mercury.
You're watching ZTV.
Man, Drew, I sure wish there was someone on Goofing Off who could recap the past year in esports for me in a segment-like format for my viewing pleasure.
Becca, do you think anyone's figured out that we've done the same host bit for every single episode of esports for the past 2 semesters?
Drew, say the thing.
Good news for you, Chief. Cameron's here to do just that on Esports Unzipped.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Esports Unzipped, your hub for all things esports. My name is Cameron Blenton, and we've come to the end of the year, and a fantastic start to Akron's esports career. That's right, what seems like forever is actually just the first of many years to come. It's been a fantastic year, and I think that we should take a walk down memory lane. In Rocket League, we saw some new cosmetic changes as well as some patches to the game that made it a bit fairer when it came to the gameplay. Our Akron Gold Rocket League team won the entire Collegiate Rocket League Spring National Championship. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Amazing job, guys. It's so impressive that a team that's only been around for a year to win nationals like that. Impressive teamwork and outstanding skills are what made this team. In League of Legends, we saw 2 new characters, Nico the Curious Chameleon, a burst and catcher class, and Silas the Unshackled, a burst and skirmisher class. These 2 brought very unique abilities to the table that changed the game a bit. They weren't completely game-changing because of the sheer numbers of champions in League of Legends. Even though they were useful, they were situationally better characters, or the 2 were just simply banned. Nothing new in CSGO, except a few minor patches that really didn't change much of the game. I think that CSGO won't see any major changes for a very long time. It is an older game and has been honed to near perfection over the years. The only thing that really gets added are new maps, new music, and skins that are super expensive. With Overwatch, we got tons of new skins, new maps in Busan and Paris, a rework for Symmetra and Torb, and new heroes with Baptiste.
Someone has to keep you alive.
Ashe.
You can count on it.
And Wrecking Ball. Hammond. These new characters and reworks, the game was changed from head to toe. We saw the fall of the dive composition, which consisted of high mobility characters that moved as fast as possible to get where they needed to be. Then it was traded off for the GOATS composition, which consisted of 3 tanks and 3 healers. Damage wasn't needed for this composition because of the high health the tanks had and the ability to heal any damage they took incredibly fast. Then we get to the game that has seen the most change in the past year, Hearthstone. In the past year, we went to Rosticon's Rumble, we saw the fall of Shutterwalk Shaman with their infinite combos, the destruction of Druids with the nerfing of Wild Growth and Nourish, and later, we saw the nerfing of even Shaman and the one-turn kill Paladin by changing the mana cost of Flametongue Totem and Equality respectively. Then came Mid-Range Hunter and Odd Warrior as they dominated the meta for the rest of the year. Then we got to the Year of the Dragon, beginning in the Rise of Shadows, as well as changing the format the professionals and collegiate players will be performing in. Before, it was called Conquest, with players coming with 4 decks, all from different classes. Each side would choose a deck to ban from the other. The winning deck could no longer be used for the rest of the match. This would go on till one side won 3 games. Now we are in a format called Specialist, where players choose a class to play. Then they make 3 decks, a primary, secondary, and tertiary deck. They must be in the same class though, and the secondary and tertiary decks can have no more than 5 different cards from the primary. Meaning that if you wanted to bring Bomb Warrior, you could put in 2 Unseen Saboteurs, an Archivist Elysian, and 2 Hecklebots if you feel like that is needed to disrupt their combo. Or have your tertiary deck contain 2 Augmented Elix, 2 Youthful Brewmasters, and a Harrison Jones if you feel like that's what's needed. For the first game, both players play with their primaries, and then they get to choose to keep their primary or switch to the secondary or tertiary deck. And the best part, the opponent will never know which one you chose. First 1 to 3 victories wins the entire thing. We've had a very exciting year, and I'm proud to be where we are today. And here's a little backstory on why I'm so passionate about esports. When I was younger, and to this day, I never liked any of the traditional sports. And because of this, I was bullied a lot. When I found esports, I felt like I finally belonged. It was something that I could enjoy and could even play the games I watched. I fell in love with esports and have loved it ever since. Through esports, I've made tons of friends and have found myself in a community that I absolutely love. So, now you know why I love esports so much. But how about you guys? What got you into esports? What was your favorite moment from this year? Why don't you let me know by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff and make sure you use the hashtag esportsunzipped. Also, don't forget to tune into my talk show on 88.1 WZIP every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for even more esports talk. It is the best college-run esports talk show in the country. Why not come and see why? And the best part is that I'll be having a new episode every week, even over the summer. Yeah, I'm really dedicated to esports. As always, I'm Karen Blenton. Until next time, I'll see you later.
Wait, but I just thought we watched the esports segment.
Yeah, we did the funny bit and everything.
So why is Matt talking about an esport?
Oh, he's talking about Heroes of the Storm, so it's not a real esport.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, well, here's Mr. Reed with Double Take.
Hello everyone, my name is Matt Reed and welcome back to another episode of Double Take, a show where I take a second look at games and movies to see if they're as good or as bad as everyone says they are. This week, I'm going to take a somber look at one of my favorite games that I've been wanting to review for some time now, the Titan amalgamation of Blizzard's creations, Heroes of the Storm. Now, you might have heard that Blizzard, Activision, decided to cancel its HOTS esports team and shorten the frequency of updates that it usually puts out in the game, and this effectively brought about the consensus that the game is essentially dead. However, since then, the game has released a new hero, several new events, a few huge balance updates, and even a complete revamping of the ranked and role systems. So I think it's safe to say that this game isn't completely beyond enjoyment just yet. Though, eventually it will run its course and die out in both popularity and enjoyment, just like the other games I grow to love over the years. Let's get started, shall we? Heroes of the Storm, or HOTS for short, is a MOBA, an arena-style, team-fighting game that advances towards one objective: victory. It's no surprise that this game is often compared to its more popular title of the same genre, League of Legends. While I won't be going into every detail of difference and making a side-by-side comparison of the two, I will be going over everything that I love about the game itself. Heroes of the Storm was developed by Blizzard Entertainment, a titan in the gaming industry, known for developing titles such as World of Warcraft and Overwatch. When Heroes of the Storm was released in 2015, people were excited to start the game that would pit some of their favorite characters against each other in a fight to the death. And the game was okay? It was pretty underwhelming. The skin system felt unrewarding with little variety, and the arsenal of champions were boring, even as the new ones trickled in. Whenever the game comes up in conversation with a negative opinion about it, this is generally when the person says that they last played, and I don't blame them for their negative opinion. I played with friends when they could, and usually only to unlock exclusive content in other games when events were going on. It wasn't until 2017 when they decided to overhaul the game and release something called Heroes of the Storm 2.0. Not a whole new sequel, but a much needed change to the game that would keep me interested for years to come. Recently, they released another revamp of the class system to give you more of a variety in your selection of roles, and I'm going to touch on a few of the basics of them. Instead of selecting lane roles in the game, there are 6 class-like roles that you can play in HOTS. There are tanks as well as bruisers, good for zoning and soaking up some damage and focus, as well as dishing out some hits. Next, we have the melee and ranged assassins, the primary damage dealers, good for murdering everyone else on the enemy team so that you can win. And last but not least, we have some healers and support roles, which not only help the rest of your team members survive throughout, but also set up some pretty amazing plays in the process. These roles ensure that you have something that will fit your playstyle no matter what is preferred. Though these roles exist, there are some outliers, some things that were done with champions that I have yet to see anywhere else. One such character is that of StarCraft's Abathur. Abathur has a unique playstyle in which you just AFK in base. Just kidding. Abathur sits in a place where he hopefully won't be discovered, and instead of being up close and personal with his enemies, he prefers to place a symbiote atop a minion's head or players and fight from afar, using high skill cap for this unique style of gameplay. The next unique case in this game is Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall from World of Warcraft is a two-headed ogre with brains and brawn. This character is a two-player selection, meaning one person plays Cho, who has a set of moves and controls the moving, while another, Gall, is along for the ride and cranks out the damage. You and a friend have to have great communication and reaction time to pull off some of their combos. This makes for some tricky situations, but the payoff is worth it in the end. Last but certainly not least, we have my absolute favorite and highest level character in the game, the dastardly, the murderous, the terrifying overlord of the Nexus, Murky. Murky is the best. He has the lowest health of any of the 80 plus heroes in the game, but he also has the lowest respawn time, and with his death only counting for a quarter of a kill, ending him is almost useless, because he'll be right back to annoy the fish out of you. With his kit ranging from slows to immunities, and high burst damage and CC, he is, in my opinion, the most dangerous champ of all. Next, I'm going to talk about the maps in this game. Yes, I said maps plural. There are over 14 maps in this game and each is unique. Some only have 2 lanes instead of the traditional 3. Some have separate sub-level maps to give the map another 3D aspect to the game. Each of these maps have their own separate objectives to further the push, whether it's capping a tower to laser down an enemy base or stealing nukes off the spawn points to annihilate the enemy's walls. These variety maps force a player to adapt based on the terrain, as well as give them an opportunity not to have to pick the same cookie cutter builds and heroes to play the same maps over and over and over again, thus creating a more diverse gameplay. Finally, we are here. I wasn't going to stand up here and talk about HOTS without addressing the elephant in the room. Its apparent and inevitable demise. When games make it big, people tend to think that if they get any smaller, then their lifespans have run their course, and it's time to pack up and cut their losses. Heroes of the Storm's rise through esports would not have been possible without a dedicated fanbase, and I think that that fanbase is still around. Since the esports shutdown, as I've mentioned before, there hasn't been a noticeable slowdown in content. People are still playing, people are still paying, and there's obviously an appetite for the game. I could stand up here all day and tell you about how I think Activision is ruining Blizzard. These are franchises that I have grown to know and love, that I grew up with, that I have invested countless hours into, and nowadays it feels as if the big decisions are being made from strictly financial standpoints. It used to be that the passion put into these games was from the people and developers who play it, and I think that that showed with how explosively successful some of their games were. You could see the quality in their craft. But now, with Big Brother Activision looking over their shoulders, it feels less personal and passionate. I just think it's clear that the people who are making the decisions in the games aren't playing the games themselves. This can be seen with the cutting of esports of HOTS from seemingly nowhere, with no warning or consideration to the esports community themselves, with the start of the downfall of Overwatch and their Pro League, with the neglect of their huge Diablo player base in the form of a mobile game.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys. And even the fiasco that has been subscriber loss in the recent World of Warcraft expansion. I hope that this trend does not continue, that Blizzard takes back the reins and starts pumping out quality content like they used to. One can only hope, right? For now, though, I will leave you with the personal belief that I have about HOTS, that whether you're a part of the League community looking for something familiar yet fresh, or a person just starting to break into the MOBA genre, Here's the Storm has something for everyone. Well, that's all the time I have for y'all this week on Double Take. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns on who to ban first, agree with me or even disagree with me, please feel free to let me know by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag DoubleTake. My name is Matt Reed, and this has been Double Take.
So, Becca still thinks this is a rehearsal and left during Matt's segment to go get food, but, she'll be back soon. While we wait, let's take a break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
And now she's just gone. She's vanished. And you just let it happen. You won't even you won't even make your mistake for it. You won't even apologize.
Everything I am is because of you, Dad.
What are you guys doing?
Recording a sketch.
We have to film the promo
When does it due?
tomorrow?
Oh, well, let's get going.
Come on.
Oh, but can we get food first?
Hello 300 fans, I'm Clayton Schrock, and welcome back to another 30 Seconds of Science. We all know that the chances of being struck by lightning are pretty low, but if you are and you survive, then your body can have a pretty shocking reaction. Lightning burns, also called lightning flowers, are electrical burns caused by the capillaries under your skin rupturing. This only takes a couple of days to heal. The design made is called a Lichtenberg figure and can show up on all types of solids, liquids, and gases. A beautiful yet painful reaction. Thanks for watching, and as always, go out, enjoy life, and stay curious.
You're watching ZTV.
You know, Becca, nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change.
True? What on earth are you talking about?
I'm talking about the change that's coming next semester, since this is my last time cooking.
A sad day indeed. Well, without further ado, let's check out the finale of Drew's Cookin'.
Well, folks, here we are. The conclusion, the finale. Supreme. As you can see by the extravagant title screen, and I don't know what pizza has to do with flying through a city, but we're flying through a city, and there's pizza. So, and Supreme. So I think we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start with a new game. I'm gonna name my name is, of course, Drew. My shop name, Drew's, pepperoni, pepperpony, Colin Long. All right, we're good. So it looks like we started our first pizza shop in a prison cell. Cool. I'd like to order, please. I'll have a pizza and one side. Or is that an I? And I side. Okay, so I click that. What do I make? Cheese? A lot of pizza sauce, a lot of cheese. Oh, okay. So this is the cheese. It looks like I'm just, kind of, wow. Okay, a lot of cheese. A lot of sauce. So when you make pizza, of course, you put pizza on top of you put the sauce right on top of the cheese. And this guy just wants a cheese pizza. It looks like you ain't gonna see no cheese, pal. It's all sauce. There you go. I don't think they wanted that much pizza sauce. Could I have garlic bread? What is this? What is that? Garlic bread. Is that the garlic? I'm just dumping sugar on this garlic. How much can I? There's no bread. It's all garlic. I'm just gonna get a nice coating of garlic. All right, bake. Soon customers will be begging for more. More garlic, you say? All right. Not too hot, not too cold. It was just right. Okay. Guess we're... I don't like these roads. This brings back bad flashbacks. At least there's a world map. At least. It's time to deliver the food. You can drive using the arrow keys or WASD, with the handbrake being the spacebar. The goal is to get to the delivery location as quickly as possible without incurring any damage to your vehicle. All right. Bring back some of my driving trucking roots, and we'll deliver this delicious pizza to the gentleman in question. Let's go. Oh, I got that giant green arrow guiding me. Where's the pizza need delivered? Time to go. Oh no, the yard. Where is it? Oh, I probably should follow the arrow. That's probably why they put it there. Oh, it's probably at that giant green pipe. Okay. I have 12 seconds. Come on. I need to deliver it to the food store. No! Trash can! All right, I did it. You took forever. What are you, a turtle? Yes, I am but a humble tortoise in this world of pizza. Listen, this is Drew's cooking, not Drew's delivering. I'm calling to place an order. I'd like one pizza and one side. All right, let's go. A lot of pizza sauce and cheese. Okay, let's go. Slap some of that JPEG of that PNG of pizza sauce right on that pizza. All right, that looks like a lot of pizza sauce, but not too much, or else we'll be like, oh, that's a lot of pizza sauce. And cheese, so not a lot of cheese. That's good. That looks like a good pizza. Not even the customer would say how perfectly, not even the customer could say how perfectly this pizza was made. Well done. Look at that. That's a beautiful example of Italian cuisine. And one garlic bread. All right, you know the drill. Just you know, just click. Just click. I'm the garlic master. I hope this guy ordering isn't a vampire. Otherwise, he might be in for a bad time. All right, let's go. I have 17 seconds. I don't know where this place is. Oh, it's right there. Back up. Back up. The food is still warm enough to eat. There's no comma there, so it's the food is still warm enough to eat. Thankfully. I like my bootleg Lego man here. He kind of looks like a Fisher Price Lego man. I'd like to have one pizza on one side, please. Wow. Okay, this guy wants the works. The whole thing. Pizza sauce, cheese, pepperoni. What if I just, kind of coat the edges with the sauce and stick the cheese, 4 cheese in the middle, or 5. And how about 1 pepperoni? How's that? There isn't all that much there on the pizza. Are you forgetting any pepperoni? Nope, this is the one. You get 1 pepperoni, pal. I call that the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Pizza. This thing handles like I'm driving a Hot Wheels car. Okay, hard right. Ooh. Oh, this brings back good memories. Where is it? Oh, it's right here? I can't see that. You should, make that brighter. Thanks for getting here while the food was still warm. You're welcome. Thanks for giving me 30 seconds to deliver this pizza. A little pizza sauce, okay. A little cheese, okay. A little pepperoni. Okay. That's what you're getting, bud. You know what? All right, I'll put 1 extra on the side. Wait. There. Little happy face. I don't think they wanted that much pepperoni. They can take it off. It's on the edge. They don't need it. There's no giant beam of light for me to follow. There's other cars on the road. Ow, okay. He's out. He's out for the count. Time to leave before the police show up. Okay, the arrow just kind of dynamically changed. There's the giant green tube I need to be at. Whoa, didn't think you'd get here that fast. Yeah, I would have got here faster, but I murdered somebody. All right, the next days began in my windowless shop. 1 pizza and 1 side. Okay, let's go. A lot of cheese. Okay, I'll cover the outside once. Okay, a lot of cheese. Little pizza sauce. Okay. Irene, you pal. Okay, that's a little pizza sauce. If you don't think that's a little pizza sauce, you tweet me at CTV Goofing Off. with the hashtag that's not a little pizza sauce. And pepperoni. So just a standard amount. I'm gonna make a smiley face. That's probably too much. I'll make this wide smiley face. You put, okay. Oh, okay. The pizza's perfect. I need to perfect everything else in order to move on. Oh no, we've run out of sauce. Without this vital ingredient, we will have to close the store down. What? What? Oh. We're out of cheese. Oh. I have to buy the cheese and I have to buy the ingredients. Okay, 2 pizzas. At least I got Donald, Wilma, Miss Flintstone. A lot of pizza sauce. All right, I'm hearing you, Wilma Flintstone. I'm gonna put a lot of pizza sauce on a real sloppy pizza. I'm gonna make a W for Wilma. How would you feel if someone delivered a pizza to you and it had your first initial on it in cheese? There. I don't believe enough pepperoni was used. I think we had just enough. It made a perfect W for Wilma. Wilma, I want pizza. Okay. I'd like to order, please. I'll have 2 pizzas on one side. Okay. A lot of pizza sauce. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make the... Let's see if I can pull this off. I can probably do it with the pepperoni. Wait a minute. That's probably enough. Cheese. Okay, he wants the works. Make a blank canvas. Let's see if I can do this. So what you do is you make 3 lines. Okay, we got, and you make 3 down here. And then you connect them here. Okay. All right. And then you... I think I did it. Oh no, I messed up. Oh no. Well, it'll be backwards. That's a fancy letter 2, I guess. It was gonna be the S, but I messed it up. It's a 2. Or a Z, if you like to think that way. Okay, so imagine you order from, Domino's or, Romeo's, and you get it home, and you open up the pizza, and there's a fancy S backwards, right on top in pepperoni. I don't know about you, but I would tip over $100. Minimum. You don't want to see anything but pepperoni, Austin. I'm a master creator. Perfect. Where are the cheese? The customer is not going to be happy. I don't care. Could I have a pizza? A little pizza sauce, a little cheese. All right. There's enough cheese. I don't know. I think the sauce is a big of a problem. And I'll have garlic bread. All right, nothing on it. You just get bread. I have $900. Dude, I can just pay everything off. Upgrades. Cheddar cheese? Dude. Yes. BB barbecue sauce. Ranch. Pineapple. Spinach. Bell peppers. Jalapenos. And mushrooms. All right, now we have everything. What other sides can I make? No. Okay. Barbecue wings? What are these? Lemon pepper wings. All right. Cheesy bread. Italian pasta and cold cut sub. All right, we have expanded. Pizza sauce. Okay, he wants pizza sauce. So that's pizza sauce. A lot of cheese. What would happen if I just stuck all the cheese in the middle? I call this one the Empire State Building. Cool, that's enough. Is this every cheese in the universe? Huh? Is this every cheese in the universe? Yes, Anthony. Yes, it is. The health inspector. Ah! What happened? The game is frozen. The game. Please. The health inspector froze time. He used Zawaraldo on me. Oh no. No. Oh, I hit escape and all was well. Just this big goopy blob in the middle, followed by cheese. Where's the cheese? Oh, right there. Cheese around it. A nice cheese pit around the castle tower. Jalapenos. Are those jalapenos? Who orders pizza with just sauce, cheese, and only jalapenos? Wait, I should probably use the jalapenos to cover the outer skirts. Yeah. Take one bite from this side and prepare for a mouthful of hot. And it looks like the pizza's screaming. Look, there's the eye. Oh no! Look, there's the hair and the two eyes and the screaming mouth. I've made a screaming pizza. I don't know. I think that pretty much covers Supreme Pizza. What a game! I especially appreciate the amount of customization you can mold. You can really craft the pizza exactly to how you like it. Fancy S or Fancy 2 rather. Tons of sausage, one giant stack of pepperoni in the middle. You name it, you can do it. Well, anyway, folks, that concludes Drew's Cooking. This is the final episode. It's been great. It's been an honor. I've been happy to cook and serve you all delicious food and delicious entertainment here on Drew's Cooking. If you have any other cooking games for me to play, tweet me at ZTV Goofing Off with that hashtag, Drew's Cooking. I'm Drew Brown, and this has been Drew's Cooking. Becca, cut the break!
Why do we need to cut to a break? It's just the rehearsal!
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
Hey, Hayden, sorry to bother you. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure, what's up?
So, what do people do here when class is canceled?
I don't know, like watch shows, catch up on sleep?
No, not like lame stuff. I mean, like, if you could do anything here on campus, what would you do?
Oh, I actually don't know. We should check it out.
Yeah, do you want to meet me here at Spicer and 10?
Yeah, sounds good.
See ya.
Yep, see ya.
Hello, my name is Kyle Glockner, and welcome to 30 Seconds of Science. So, a moth has made a mess of your favorite anime shirt. Your blame is misplaced, though. Moth slimy larvae are actually the culprit. Clothing moths hate light. They prefer dark areas like closets for laying their eggs. Moths only have mouths during their larval state. This usually lasts from when the insect is 2 weeks old to when it's about a month. Now that you know, make sure to go out, enjoy life, and stay curious.
You're watching ZTV.
So, Drew, do you know what Kyle's final anime for the semester is?
Sorry, Becca. I only know what I know.
But do you know what he's doing for his final anime?
Becca, you cannot get through life with merely knowing and not knowing. You must also have understanding.
Drew, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh, right. Kyle's reviewing the Monogatari series. Up next.
Hello anime and manga fans, I'm Kyle Glockner, and welcome back to another episode of Animanga. It's the final show of the semester, and I decided I wanted to go out with a bang. It's gonna take a while, so without further ado, I'll be reviewing the Monogatari series. Now before we truly begin, the Monogatari series is famous for its complicated watch list that rivals the MCU. But don't worry, I've got a nifty little flowchart to explain the watch order and chronology of the series. So, take it away, me. Okay, so the Monogatari series watch order starts off simple enough, starting us at Bake Monogatari, then moving into Nisei Monogatari and Neko Monogatari Kuro. Then we move into what is known as the Monogatari second season, which includes Neko Monogatari Shiro, Kabuki Monogatari, Otori Monogatari, Oni Monogatari, Koi Monogatari, and Hana Monogatari, which are watched in that order. After that, we have Tsuki Monogatari, Owari Monogatari Parts 1 and 2, Koyomi Monogatari, Owari Monogatari Part 3, and the recent Zoku Owari Monogatari. There's also the Kizu Monogatari movie trilogy that can be watched at any point, but I personally recommend watching it sometime between Owari and Koyomi. Now, as far as the chronology is concerned, the reason you can watch Kizu Monogatari at any point is because it comes first in the series. This is followed by Neko Monogatari Kuro, Bake Monogatari, Nisei Monogatari, Kabuki Monogatari, Oni Monogatari, and Neko Monogatari Shiro, while Owari Monogatari Part 2 takes place during Neko Shiro. After that, we have the events of Owari Monogatari Part 1, Otori Monogatari, Koi Monogatari, Tsuki Monogatari, Owari Monogatari Part 3, Zoku Owari Monogatari, and finally Hana Monogatari. Koyomi Monogatari is a series of shorts that takes place in between the major arcs, but don't have any huge impact on the story overall, except in the end, but we won't get into that here. If you're just getting into the series, definitely go with the watch order rather than the chronological order, as that's the order it's, well, meant to be watched in. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in, but trust me, it's all worth it in the end. The Monogatari series tells the various tales of Koyomi Araragi, a human-turned-vampire who finds himself involved in case after case of oddities and supernatural events affecting those around him. For a series with a watch order as complex as it is, the premise is surprisingly simple, which is one place where I think the series truly shines. The Monogatari series, at its core, is just as I described it. A typical arc involves Araragi discovering a problem someone's having and working with them to get it fixed. Whether it's helping the ghost girl Mayoi Hachikuji, calming the possessed Tsuruga Kanbaru, quelling the flip side of Tsubasa Hanakawa, or anything else, Araragi does his best to help those affected. This remains the norm for the first season, or up until Neko Monogatari Kuro. But after that, the formula starts getting mixed up with the oddities and the characters themselves, and this is where the series truly begins to shine. Now, some of you may be confused as to how I can call the plot of this series simple. Anyone who's watched the series before knows that following what's going on in each episode can be a struggle, to say the least, as watching this series can feel more like you're watching a book, but in the best way possible. The reason for this is mainly due to the writing style of Nisei Uesun and the gorgeous animation done by Shaft. If Monogatari were adapted by any studio other than Shaft, it wouldn't even be recognizable as the same show. When you strip each Monogatari arc down to its core, an arc generally consists of a handful of roundabout conversations, maybe a light action sequence or two, and then it's over. No joke. I actually counted that in Hana Monogatari, there are around 6 to 8 conversations that climax at a slam dunk. That's it. And you know what? That is my favorite arc of the entire series. But what makes a series this simple so engaging is partially owed to Shaft's animation. Shaft takes the simple structure of a Monogatari episode and splatters it all over their metaphorical canvas. Since most of the episodes are just static conversations, in order to make them more anime than audiobook, the scenes are animated in a very abstract manner, oftentimes playing to the strengths of Nisei Uesun's roundabout writing. Shaft has really taken this series to new heights with their animation, even when compared to their other shows, which are already considered to have some of the most over-the-top animation. But now I'd like to go back to the plot for a bit and those conversations I mentioned earlier. Like I said before, each arc mainly consists of a handful of conversations before it's over, and while that may sound like one of the most boring things in the world to some, I assure you they are anything but. The writing in this series is some of the best I've seen across all shows, anime and beyond. The amount of wit each character brings to the table is enough for each of them to support a full series on their own. Throw multiple characters of that caliber in the same room and make them have a small chat, and you've got a recipe for some of the most entertaining scenes I've seen across any show. No scene ever feels like it's being dragged along to get further in the plot because there's always some sort of motion occurring in the narrative, even if it doesn't serve that big of a purpose in the overall plot. To supplement that point, I'd like to talk about the various characters of the series. We get introduced to several characters throughout the many arcs of the show, with around 15 regularly occurring characters by my count. Now, while some series might tend to brush some of these characters aside for the sake of the main few, that is not the case with this series, as the various arcs of Monogatari tend to give each of their characters their own focus, with each of them being at least one of the primary characters of at least one arc, which also includes a new opening song sung by that character. Each character is written extremely well and holds their own amongst this colorful cast. Their personalities are very distinct, and each one is given proper space as to not confuse them with another character in the show. But overall, the characters each flow together very well. Their different personalities all play off each other and create some dynamics that I never knew I needed or even wanted to see between two characters, but Nisei Uesugi knew I wanted it, and he created these amazing characters that could only exist within this universe. I'll dive into one character in particular, our protagonist, Koyomi Araragi. We learned in the very first episode that Araragi is anything but our standard male protagonist. Yeah, he takes on a couple of tropes of wanting to help everyone, and sometimes he can be a bit naive, but it all serves a purpose to the greater plot. While many of the oddities Araragi faces do manifest into actual supernatural beings, more often than not, the solution is surprisingly human for the situation, and all help the characters move past certain events that may have been holding them back and allow them to grow. Part of the climax of the entire series is Araragi's attempts to save everyone coming back to haunt him, and while there's way more to the climax than just this, in the end, Araragi has to make some pretty weighty decisions that I won't spoil if you want to enjoy the series for yourself. But every one of these 15 or so characters has amazing character development throughout this lengthy series, and I can't think of a single one that I even slightly dislike. You'll be able to find multiple characters to fall in love with, and they're honestly one of the best parts of the series. Overall, the Monogatari series is fantastic and I cannot recommend it enough. Definitely don't try to jump into it if you're relatively new to anime or watching anime with subtitles, as there is a lot of reading involved with watching this series. I personally had to go back through a couple episodes just to catch what was going on, but it was all worth it in the end. The Monogatari series is written by Nisei Uesugi and currently sits at 28 planned volumes, while the anime was done by Studio Shaft and covers 18 of those volumes. This series is definitely worth the effort to watch, and it'll honestly change your perspective on a lot of shows that you have already watched and shows that you watch after Monogatari. Do yourself a favor and give it a shot. But that's all the time I have for today, so let me know what you think by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag Animanga. Until then, I'm Kyle Glockner, and this has been Animanga.
Oh man, that review was just a lot to take in. Drew, I think I need a break.
Yes! You finally cut to a break!
No, I just need a break before we can move on with the rest of this rehearsal.
Good enough for me. It's break time.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
Hello, my name is Hayden Burkholder, and this is 30 Seconds of Science. Why does your water bottle sweat when it's hot outside? Well, it's actually due to a phenomena called dew point. The dew point is the temperature at which air is saturated with water vapor. Any surface that has a temperature below the dew point will sweat. It will do this until the temperature of the surface has increased above the dew point. That's really all there is to it. Make sure to go out, enjoy life, and stay curious.
You're watching ZTV.
All right, Drew, quick. I'm doing a cosplay from the segment that Kyle just reviewed. Guess what it is?
Nadeko.
No.
Hanekawa?
No.
Maybe Ononoki?
No.
Hitagi?
No.
Maybe Hachikuji?
No.
Karen?
No.
Kanbaru?
No.
Kaiki?
No.
Kiss Shot Acerola Orion Heart Underblade?
Close! It's Shinobu, and it's coming up next. What's up, nerds? I'm Becca Tyler. Welcome back to another episode of Create Your Character. To end this semester with a bang and to follow along with that unspoken rule that any anime character I cover must have come from an anime that Kyle has reviewed previously, so I figured I would go with Shinobu Oshino from the Monogatari series. Despite popular demand, I will not be going with her vampire form, commonly known as Kiss Shot Acerola Orion Heart Underblade. Not only because the name is a mouthful, but the cosplay would kill my wallet. So I will be using her human form instead. But enough of my talking, let's head to the drawing board. To start this cosplay off, we're going to be styling the wig. The wig I bought had some soft curls at the end I wanted to be completely straight, so I'm going to be going over the entire wig using a flat iron to get these parts straightened out. As you can see, I'm working in small sections. This allows me to make sure I'm getting everything straightened without having to apply a lot of heat over and over again to my wig. This may seem very time consuming, but in reality, if you go over large pieces of hair with a flat iron, it'll take longer for them to be completely straight, so you're actually saving time by doing this. Since I'm using a flat iron on my wig, I want the wig to be heat resistant because otherwise I'm going to end up with a synthetic melty mess. All the wigs I purchased for my cosplays have been from Arta Wigs. They're very good quality for a fair price, and all of them are heat resistant, so they're really easily customizable. The specific wig I'm using is the Nina design from Arta Wigs in the color Fairy Blonde. Here you can see how much of a difference the straightening makes. Finally, after straightening the longer pieces of hair, I'm straightening the bangs, not only to make them a little messier, but to also make sure that the edges blend in well with the rest of the hair. The next part of the cosplay will be vampire teeth. Since it's not really Halloween, it'll be very hard to find vampire teeth at any store, so to make your own, you will need fake acrylic nails and denture glue. First, take a pair of nails that fit around your teeth the best. Then I'm going to shape them using a nail file and some cuticle cutters. You're going to want to use the cuticle cutters to shorten the nails and make the basic pointed shape. And then use the nail file to smooth out any rough edges. After you have them both shaped to your liking, go ahead and apply your denture glue. You don't really need to apply a whole lot, maybe the size of a pinhead. When sticking the fake tooth onto your normal tooth, make sure to hold it in place for about a minute to make sure it adheres properly and doesn't slide around. And I'm gonna warn you now, denture glue tastes disgusting. Now for the outfit. I wanted to go for Shinobu's aviator hat look, so first I put on a white sundress I had to sort of mimic the one that Shinobu wears. Next, I'm going to apply my wig. I really didn't bother with a wig cap this time because my hair is pretty short and also the same color as the wig, so it'll blend in well anyway. Lastly for this look, I didn't buy an actual aviator hat because actual aviator hats are very expensive, but for this look all I really had to do was buy a black bike helmet and an $8 pair of padded goggles from Walmart and place them over the helmet. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll hope to see you guys next time. Bye! Well, that's all I have for you for this character. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't be afraid to tweet me at ZTVGoofingOff with the hashtag #CreateYourCharacter. Remember, I'm Becca Tyler, and this has been Create Your Character. Alright, Drew, are you finally done with this whole We're Live bit?
Becca, look at my phone.
Okay.
We're on YouTube right now. Look at my phone, now look at the camera.
What? Wait, Drew, we've been live this whole time?
Becca, that's what I've been saying, but we made it to the end, so I guess it all works out.
I mean, I guess so. Well, I guess that's all from us here at Goofing Off this semester. Remember to you know what, Kyle's final maname.
The maname.
The maname.
It's JoJo.
The manta ray.
Becca, cut the break.
Why do we need to cut to break? It's just rehearsal.
Don't I screamed there, right? Yeah. Ah! So, Becca still thinks this is a rehearsal and left during Matt's segment to go get food, but, she should be back soon. While we wait, let's take a break. That was too early.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be
I
sure
can't
to like
believe
us on
it.
Facebook,
I
subscribe to
cannot
our
believe
YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
Okay.
Becca? Becca, turn the lights back on! Becca, get out of the Star Destroyer!
Can relive it all with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection.
Becca! Guys!
Woo, we got it!
Wait for this summer for the new movie Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.